Welcome, I'm Kinetic Symphony. This is Dave. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the supernatural. Case file number 1744, written by Ellie Loves. Vanished in a restaurant as fast as my croissant. You know, that's supposed to be rhyming, but I can't say it not French. I bumped into an older man, maybe 50s. Not an old guy, but not looking like he's in his prime either. I was just going to get my jacket from the wall where I'd hung it up in the restaurant. Turned and bumped into him. I remember his face, his hair, his general outfit from a glimpse of no extreme details. But you know, dark shirt, jeans, boots, green jacket with a cream Sherpa-esque lined collar, etc. Just the basic immediate details one might recall. But by the time I said, "Oop, sorry," he was gone. Like, legitimately vanished. The restaurant was more or less open floor plan. Like yes, there were aisles with booths, but the guy and I were plenty tall enough to still be visible had he gone down one of those to our left or right. Had he gone to the right, he would have had to cross 10 feet to get to the next aisle, as we were in the lobby portion where the bakery display and counter to pay were. The only other exits were the literal exit in front of me, so clearly visible, or the kitchen doors behind me, which there's no way he got past me when I was facing his direction. He just poofed, vanished like a ghost. I have no idea who the man was, how he did that. No one else was with me or standing in the area when I saw him, so no one could corroborate what I saw. I still remember him vividly though. He seemed just as surprised by me as I did him, but the shock in his face was immediately labeled in my mind as, "Whoops, I bumped into him." Now I wonder, am I crazy? Was it a ghost surprised to be seen? A parallel universe converging and he saw me vanish too? Just a hallucination that I randomly had one day and is now permanently ingrained into my mind? Like, all of it sounds silly, but genuinely I'll never know. So it's sometimes fun to toss around the ideas given. I can never truly know which is right, if any. I do know I would have sworn later after we left I saw him again on the street corner nearby, right next to the same restaurant as we were heading home. But there's no way he got out of the doors of the lobby without me seeing him, and we immediately left, after I returned to my table, which was near the entrance itself too. So literally it would have been next to impossible for him to have gotten out there without me seeing him leave the building. But yeah, I'll never know who or what he was, or how he did that. Case answer file 1744. Vanished in the restaurant as fast as my croissant. I think in these cases where people just vanish like that, it could actually be evidence of the managers of the simulation participating inside the simulation, but with their memories of the real world intact. They just want to come in and observe. Maybe it's like in the Matrix movie. Maybe this detail they got right, where if you're not actively in the simulation itself, you can sort of see the code, but there's no graphical interface. Or maybe there is one, but it's somewhat limited in what it can display. Maybe you need the interface of the mind, the power of the mind, to truly materialize everything in the grand detail that we all experience it. So yeah, maybe some of them just come down into this, our world, to just experience it and us and how we're coping and everything like that. An interesting idea. And those people you see are kind of just empty husks. They will just be gone in a few moments or however long they can remain for to observe us. Almost like aliens, but aliens from a different plane of existence entirely. Actually, what if aliens are hosting us? Maybe this simulation is an attempt to understand humans, but the real world managers are aliens. That's an interesting twist that just occurred to me. Not sure how I feel about that one. It's kind of the Fermi paradox zoo hypothesis, but taken to another level. Case file number 1745, written by skin-Aficionado. Comics gone astray within a notebook secret way. I don't know what to say. I'm kind of having a mild freakout, and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to think. 2 days ago, I wrote a letter to somebody, so I grabbed a notebook from my nightstand. I know it was this notebook in particular because on the very first page, there was a journal entry from when I had briefly attempted to write journals. I remember reading the journal entry and then turning to the next page and writing what I needed to. When I finished, I skimmed through the rest of the notebook and found a few pages of comic strips I had drawn from years back I had almost forgotten about. I ripped the page out that I needed. I still have it and I've already checked the back of it and continued on. Today, I decided to tidy up my room and saw the notebook. First page still has the same journal entry. Except now, the pages with the comic strips have disappeared. I know I did not rip them out for any reason. I have looked through every single page of this notebook, front to back, and they are nowhere to be found. I have even checked other notebooks I have stashed away in my closet, just in case, and they are not there either. It's like they just vanished. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I know that I saw them in that specific notebook just a few days ago. Now they've just disappeared. Case answer file 1745. Comics gone astray within a notebook's secret way. You know, I always wanted to have a journal and just write down my thoughts of the day as I go, but never could get around to doing it. I kinda do keep a journal in my mind, obviously not as precise as on written paper. Maybe I should start. This was clear evidence that it really was your journal because you had your own handwriting of your journal notes in there. I don't think anyone could replicate that. Not in your handwriting. And especially not in one day. So the only thing to explain the missing comics are quantum immortality. You're in a new universe where you never had those. Simple but still discombobulating. Case file number 1746, written by IrrelevantTrash. AirPods gone, AirPods found. A mystery unbound. I lost my AirPods about 2 years ago. Just the individual buds, both of them. But I still kept the case, hoping I might find the earbuds again. This was in early 2022, and it's now 2024, but I still hadn't found them. So I was thinking about selling or throwing the case out. Just yesterday, I was laying in bed, but I felt something cold at my foot. I looked down, and there is a left earbud. Then I'm super confused at this point, because it's been 2 years and I never found them. It wasn't lodged in the bed or anything, and I constantly change my sheets. I looked around for the right earbud, and it was also right at my foot. Just to make sure they were mine and not some random AirPods. Never bought any since I lost them. I put them into my case from 2 years ago, and it was the correct pair belonging to that case. What's weirder is the case and the left AirPod was almost dead. But the right AirPod was mostly charged after 2 years. I'm so confused. But everyone around me didn't really think much of it. Maybe I'm overreacting. I don't have any roommates. I never let anyone borrow them, and I would know if they were stolen. They were not between my mattress, they were not stuck between my toes for 2 years. But they work. Infinite AirPod glitch? To clear up some suspicions, they were not caught up in my sheets, a fitted cover, or any bed sheets or pillowcases. The Find My Phone app also said my AirPods have no location when I checked them the day before yesterday, the second I found them before reconnecting the AirPods to my phone. My mother did not steal the AirPods for 2 years, then order some Chinese knockoffs as a cover out of spite. This sounds very ridiculous, and that is not the case, as the second the AirPods were connected to the internet, my phone would have been notified as I kept pressing the Ring My AirPods function in my Find My Phone. There are no holes in my mattress, comforter, blanket, duvet, cover, sheets, pillows, pillowcases, etc. I do not own any pets, and never let anyone borrow them outside the house. Case answer file 1746. AirPods gone, AirPods found. A mystery unbound. So I'm thinking with these DOP events and objects returning after years, maybe it's almost like customer support in our world, where sometimes some tickets get lost in the churn, and they get forgotten about until much later on. And then when they're finally remembered, maybe it's years down the road, and the person in charge of correcting these, maybe there's just so many and they're swamped, and they finally get to yours, and they fix it, but it's years down the road. Though, the fact that one was charged and the other wasn't, I guess that could be an error in how they reloaded it. Maybe that was the case back then when you lost them. One was charged, the other wasn't. Sometimes my earpods don't sit correctly in the case, so one side doesn't charge right. That could be it. They just de-rendered and they re-rendered them exactly as they were de-rendered. Makes sense. Now time for the joke of the day. If I win the lottery, no one around me will be broke, and I truly mean that. I will move to a wealthy neighborhood. You could just give your money away to your friends and family, but there's problems with that. You gotta be careful. I always find it odd that when you win the lottery, it's public knowledge. Over a certain amount, I think. It depends on the state, but yeah. There's a lot of people that come out of the woodwork trying to get your money if you win the lottery. Be very careful. Maybe change your name. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.